the only way we can be good traders is if we learn what we're doing wrong and are able to make adjustments and improve on that stuff. And it's just all grace, man. It's all grace. Not very many people succeed at trading, and it's very difficult for many. So what am I going to do today? Well, things are changing over the years. My temperance is changing. My style is trading. My impulsivity and recklessness are changing. And so I'm thinking about this for today. Here's the explosive growth up. The election just happened. All-time highs. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, we could keep going. Or there could be a little red pullback and fall back below, just that little pivot right there, testing the all-time highs and see what's going to happen. So it's 50-50 in my opinion. So here at this level, what I've got here on the 60-minute chart, I got some lines drawn here. This line right here in particular is the all-time high that it broke. Pretty sure. If it falls below, or it's the high of yesterday anyway, if it falls below and then it tests and continues, I want to try to go short on it, but I have to see that first. If it goes straight down, it's going to go too fast for me unless I can catch some kind of a momentum trade. That's for the short. That's the plan. If it tests here like it's pulling back red right now and it somehow gives us a trendline break, confirmation to continuation up, then I want to see the trendline break, confirmation up. And then I'll give it I'll give it a couple of tries. If everything works out perfectly the way I want it to, you can see right here how it's pulling back. 15-minute chart. This is the MNQ micro for the NASDAQ, MNQ. And it's pulling back to that white line I was telling you about, the previous day's high right over here. And it looks like it tested there, went up higher, tested again, went up higher, right? And it may not come back and test. We could have got a trend line break here. We could have got a trend line break here to the upside. So I'm still excited about it. Now we could get a triple top, fake head fake, and it can come crashing down. And that's the thing about trading, is just you never know what it's going to do. So we have to plan on anything. I have to plan on this not working. If I go long, I have to plan on it not working. And I have to stick to that plan. If it breaks down and I try to short it and it comes back up, I have to plan for that not working. And then I got to control my emotions on the loss and trying to make it back and trying to get a trade and try to force the market to do what I want. And all these psychological issues that we all face, emotional and psychological, we have to overcome that stuff. Because the plan that we have to trade, if we have a decent system will work just fine if we maintain our losses and don't keep hemorrhaging, money because we are trading recklessly. All right, so the bell just rang and it's the open. And here on this 2000 tick chart, you can see that white line and you can see that it's coming down to it again. It might just keep rotating up. I should be looking for a trend line possibly breaking this way to the upside so that I can get in it if I get what I'm looking for, a retest and then back up, because that's what I have to have. Now, if it keeps going down, I want the same thing. I'll be looking for a trend line break to the downside, but it's going to have to test it and then keep coming down. All right, that's what I want to do today. I want to take it nice and slow. I'm going to see if I can find trades like that, and if I can't, then I'll see if I can trade less. I'll see if I can control my desire to trade, because sometimes we want to be in a trade so bad that we're willing to take poor trades. Okay, it's poking its little head down below, so it's fallen below the other little tests that it's made on that particular line. Test, kind of test, and then now it's back down there. If it's going to bounce up, and this could be the area that it's going to come pushing back up, and we'll get our trend line break. And it poked its head over the trend line. There it goes. Now, is it going to give me a test that's worthy, or is it just going to keep right on going? And if I was a momentum trader and I saw that rejection like that, I should be pretty ready to do a momentum trade on it and get in. As soon as this candle turns red right here and goes over, jump in and see if I can use that red candle as, and it's not working. It keeps coming down. So let's see if how far it comes down to test the trend line, and see what it does, because somewhere in this area would be a good attempt to go long if it keeps coming down a little bit more. Let's see, if it comes down to the trend line now, then the momentum's a little slower on it, and that's fine with me. I just want to see what happens here. I'm going to put the video on pause and I'll let you know. Okay, I'm going to take a chance now. It came back pretty far. I'm not going to lose more than $25 on this trade. Sell stop right here underneath this pivot. And I could close it out. And just because I got the EBGBs and I need to hold my trades longer. And I don't really want to take a loss. Okay, that's one of the things I have to overcome. I just basically broke even on that trade. The risk is already going to be right here to here. If I can come back down, here's my risk. 4 contracts, micros for 92, so one's $25. If I would have get in right there and it comes down here and stops me out, then I lose $25. That's what my plan was when I entered right here and it started turning green. I got out, but it came down so quickly that it stopped me out. It would have worked. It hasn't really hit target 1 yet though, but there it goes. It would have been a good trade. Testing. I didn't like how it tested 1, 2, 3, 4, but once I enter in the trade, I got my $25 risk limit, and then I just have to hold it because, and I can't keep getting out of the trade early like that. Even though it was successful, it actually got up higher than 1-to-1. No, it got to 1-to-1 barely, and then it comes crashing down. So I like to put my stop on break even when that happens, and I probably would have broke even anyway, or if I was hoping for a big move. But sometimes when I think the market's going to be choppy, there's a gap down below. So this is probably where it's going to go. Take the 1-to-1 when you can. Don't worry about breaking even. There's some markets are like that. You got to just take it. Be glad you got that, and be glad that you did it in time for it to break down. But here's the thing: if it's going to go to this gap here it is on the 5,000 tick chart. The MNQ has a gap. If it is going to go to that gap, which is exactly where it looks like it wants to go. And maybe it's going to reverse at that point right there, right? Or maybe it's going to keep going red and put in some kind of a pintail and end up green up here. Or maybe it's going to correct for a while, and we have no clue what the market's going to do. We just got to, as day traders, are trying to figure out what is it going to do in the next 60 seconds or so. So yeah, it looks like it wants to close the gap, and that's really all we really know more than anything else. And here it goes down here to try to close it. So okay, on the next trade, you can see right here how it came up and now it's going back down to the gap. So we got the trade to the gap. I did short. And what's amazing that I'm noticing, and I executed, thank goodness I'm getting it finally, is that I saw this pintail here, and then I waited for this thing to look weak, and then I just jumped in it. And I used that top as, little tiny little stop loss on it was what I'm looking for. And it's great because you're risking a little. Look how much I could have got if I just stayed in it. I was risking like $10. This is the kind of trade I want to do. I want to get good at that kind of trading. So I have to practice these kinds of trade setups. And this could have been a 7-to-1, 8-to-1 so far. And it's going way past the gap. So I try to make this video short, but I keep wanting to record cool things that I want to learn and remember and go over. And this is one of them. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.